That boy is a monster.
What up, party people? Welcome to another episode of La Banda Live Recap and Review, hosted by your boy Jeremiah Neal, aka Monster. We need to talk about this because tonight's episode, they tried it because they eliminated 2 people, and I was like, what? This is not supposed to happen. We're already getting so attached to every single contestant on this show, and they just decided they was going to drop 2 people tonight, and I was like, alright. But before we get into the performances and all of that, I'm going to let you guys know that I'm going to pick one person from every single group that performed tonight, and I'm going to predict that they are going to be in the final band. I hate doing predictions because I hate being wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to be right because a lot of these people have been very consistent for the past couple of weeks, and I think it's starting to show that they deserve to be in there. So I hope you guys agree with me, but there have been so many really cool things that they're kind of implementing into the episodes besides the performances, and I think the highlight of tonight, everybody can agree, is when Brian's dad came. Like 6 years he hasn't seen his dad, and they just surprised him like that. First Fidel Castro dies, and then you bring this boy's dad onto the stage and he just is crying. Oh, it was such a good moment. But I have to say, you can definitely tell that Brian's work ethic definitely comes from his family. Like his drive, his ambition is not just to support himself, but to make sure that his family is doing okay, and he wants to make them proud. And I think he's going to kill it even more in this competition now that he knows that his dad is here supporting him, and he's going to be watching it and killing it or whatnot. Now let's get into these performances. So the first group of the night was Tashmara, Zamira, and Abel, and I have to say this was a very interesting group. What an interesting group to start the show. The thing is, they had 2 very strong girls with 2 very strong personalities, so Abel did not have a choice but to kind of step it up. And that first song, the opening song of the night, was so damn good. The choreography was great, the vocals were great. I love Tashmara's just energy. She's so funky. She reminds me of just like a little Ariana Grande. I don't know, I always keep saying that, but I think she did a really good job. But I'm really proud of Abel. I think in both performances, he really stepped it up, and I hate this part of the show because it's these people that I didn't really like at the beginning. They're starting to do really good, and then I'm just like, because then if they get in the group, I'm like, well, they kind of deserve it because they're really doing good. But at the same time, I'm like, no, because I want my other favorites. But no, he's doing a really good job. I have to say, though, my standout is definitely Zamira. She is finally coming around. She's finally owning it. She's almost presenting herself as a leader, because not just this week, but last week, she was on it. And that's what we need. We need some very strong leaders in this band, and I think she's definitely the one for that. Group 2 was Gurmandi / Ario. I guess a lot of y'all don't like that I call him that, but I'm gonna just call him Gurmandi because that's what it says on the competition. Alondra, Brian, and Veronica, and I have to say by far that this was my favorite group of the night. I love the fact that they remind me of like just a group of friends at school that y'all see that they're the cool kids at school. They represented a very diverse group of kids, but they were the cool kids for sure. And I definitely think just visually everything, like the song choices, I think they had the best song choices, and I think they have the best delivery out of any of the groups. I also like the fact that Alondra and Gurmandi, like they have this like weird chemistry. I love they work really well together. I would love to see them in a group together because they complement each other very well. They know how to perform together. They can sing very well together. So they were my couple out of the 4 of them. They reminded me of almost like a young RBD when they did the Romeo Santos songs. And then don't even get me started on Don't Let Me Down. I don't even like that song, but they made me like it because the choreography went off, the visuals went off. Brian was dancing with his little booty off. I was just like, yes, everything. Just yes. So that was my standout group of the night. I hope y'all agree. Do you? Group 3 was Megumi, Christian, and Felix. And right off the bat, I had very high expectations for this band just because they're like the more older contestants, so they have a lot more experience. They should know like a lot more, I feel, than someone like Kashmira or Abel. They did all right. The first song I was kind of like, because Charlie Puth's, I don't think that's the best representation of a song that you can show like what's going on, but I liked it visually because it kind of gave us 3 identities. Chris Bonnie, they keep comparing him to Usher, and I like that because he was giving me Usher vibes, and then Megumi came out, she was almost giving me like this little J.LO vibe. Visually, I liked the boxes and that kind of stuff too, but the singing was kind of like eh. The second song, however, I think that's where they shine the most, and I think it's these 3. They need just everything just stripped back. They need the opportunity to just let their voices be heard because I think they have those unique tones. It's almost like velvet. It's very fluid vocals, and by far out of all the groups, they had the best harmonies tonight, and that's what we also need in the group, especially if it's going to be a 6-member group. I think the 3 of them work very well together. And Felix, just running up and down the scale. Like I wish I keep saying this every single week, but I wish his personality shined so much because he worked so hard. Like you can tell he trained so hard to be such a good singer, such a good performer or whatever, but there's still this barrier up, and I need him to break that if he really wants to be in the group. But vocally speaking, hands down, he's still one of the best. Him, Brian, and Chris Bonnie, I think are three strongest vocalists in this competition. Group 4 was Abdiel, Danelli, and Fabian, and I like this group just because they reminded me of like your homegirls or your homeboys that just like, you know, they always are goofing off and they get along. It goes to show you that chemistry goes a long way in this competition. Now, is it me or is Abdiel and Danelli, are they a little item? Can someone confirm this with me? Because they're always making like these googly eyes at each other. And then it was also cute to see that they had a little bromance between Fabian and Abdiel. The first song, visually, I liked it. I liked the fact that I think out of all the groups, like, it made sense when I was just looking, and they were dancing and they were very in sync, and the outfits were great, and I was like, okay. And the song was smooth. Yes, Selena, good song choice. But my only issue, I guess it would be for both songs, is that they had this backing track that was at level 10 and their microphones were at level 3, which leads me to believe that they can't harmonize together. You can't be in a group if you can't harmonize. I think that's why the judges kept saying that they were not gelling together, is because the lead vocals were fine, but when it was time to work together, it just looked like three solo artists on stage rather than a group. Why do they keep picking songs that the judges sing? Like, I think that's so difficult. Like, they are asking the contestants to fail or do worse because they have to work twice as hard to impress the person. Could you imagine? Like, that adds more pressure to them. But I think they did a very good job with the wheezing song. Danelli, she was singing for y'all and she was rapping for y'all and she was dancing and she was doing everything. So y'all need to stop coming from a girl because, again, once again, she proves to you guys that she can do everything and she's literally the perfect showgirl. In time to the eliminations, the worst part of the show, I was very surprised that Abdiel left, and he wasn't even one of my favorites, but I was just very surprised because I just assumed that he was big on social media, that he was going to get a lot of votes, but I guess not. And I guess my two blondies left because Veronica, my Puerto Rican princess, she also left as well, and I was very sad about that. The two of them actually worked very hard, and that's another thing. I'm tired of these contestants having their best nights on the nights they leave. Veronica hasn't sang this good, I don't think, ever in the competition. She killed it and Don't Let Me Down vocally, and then she had to go home, so it just sucks that she didn't get the opportunity. She should have did that last week and then she would have got some votes. But I will be definitely missing them. It's just really tough because I know we get all so attached to the contestants. We want them to stay, but we gotta end up with 6 at the end of the day. My predictions, I'm gonna pick one person from each band that I think should be in the band, and don't yell at me, I don't wanna hear any hate or anything like that. But from group 1, I'm gonna pick Zamira, and then I'm gonna pick Brian from group 2. Oh boy. The third group, I'm gonna pick Felix, and then the fourth group, I'm gonna pick Danelli. I think the 4 of them tonight really showed that they could work together in a group and still shine together as soloists, and they killed it. My honorable mentions, however, would definitely be Chris Vani. I think he killed it, and then Germandi/Ario is definitely one of the most consistent contestants on the show, so I definitely think he deserves a chance as well. But I hope all the contestants, you know, Alondra, she killed it tonight, Fabian, all of them are really starting to hone in on their craft, and it's just, they gotta just have those moments. That's what we're looking for right now. Moments are what's gonna separate them from the rest of the other contestants to make sure that they can secure their spots in the finale, which is in 2 weeks. It's so close. But yeah, those are my 4. What do you guys think of my top 4? Do you like them? Do you not like them? Who are you disappointed with? Who do you like? Let me know in the comment section box below. Until next week, holla at your boy. Talk to you guys later.